What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well on this Wednesday. Streaming tonight on the Bleacher Report at 6 p.m. Pacific. Get on over there. Make your account if you need to, and be ready for more Seattle Seahawks conversations. We're going to do more discussions of our day 3 picks. We're going to talk a little bit more about these rookies. But before we get there, let's talk a little bit about yesterday. Yesterday, the Seahawks had their first session of organized team activities. And like I said yesterday, there's not going to be a lot that we can learn from these sessions because they're not open to the media. There's very little that we actually learn about. John Boyle wrote this article for Seahawks.com, and if you look at the article, there's a lot of information in it, but for the most part, the only thing in the article is players just talking about how exciting it is to be able to actually do OTAs, because obviously previously they were very restricted in what they were allowed to do. So you just have a bunch of players, guys like Julian Love, Reek Woolen, Cooper Kupp. I think Sam Darnold is here as well. But just assorted players talking about how cool it is to be on the field now. So in terms of learning stuff, not really a ton. They did have one little discussion about how fired up Devin Witherspoon is, which is his nature, of course. But even that, you're not necessarily learning anything. It's just something that's happening that honestly you kind of expect, right? You expect Devin Witherspoon to be fired up because that's the way that he always is. So if you're looking for some tidbit of information from this first OTA session, there's really only one thing, but I think this is worth talking about. Corbin was talking about this yesterday. Tory Horton has gotten some work running routes per the Seahawks website. So this is worth noting because he is coming off an injury his final year at Colorado State. He basically did not play the second half of the season. And if he's running routes now, and if he's actually doing like receiver stuff beyond just catching balls, which he did do at rookie minicamp, that's kind of a big deal. And this is a guy who I think has a real chance to be a meaningful contributor as a rookie. We got Cooper Kupp, who has battled injuries constantly the last couple years. It would be very, very surprising if he made it all 17 games, and MVS could go one way or the other. So Tory Horton could easily find himself in that wide receiver 4 role, and if he's wide receiver 4, well, pretty easy to imagine him becoming wide receiver 3 or even wide receiver 2 with not a lot that would surprise people. Obviously, JSN's locked in, but other than that, I'm open to a lot. So this is good. This is a great sign. This is indicative of him being able to have a full rookie offseason, which he's going to need because he's got a chance to go out there and play meaningful snaps for the Seahawks in 2025. But if he doesn't have a full offseason, I seriously doubt it's going to happen. So great news there. But that's about it. There's one other thing that I do want to talk about in this video, though. The more interesting information we got yesterday, I would say, is that we finally got Johnathan Hankins' contract details. Now, they're not the most compelling contract details in the world, but Field Goals did put together this article about it. So it's worth looking at. We've got a base salary of $1.255 million, so basically $1.25 million. The signing bonus is $350,000 per game. Roster bonus adds up to $510,000. So you add that all up, you have his new cap number of $2,115,000. And if you want to know how that compares to last year, it's almost exactly the same. His deal last year was 1 year, $2,050,000. So this is literally $65,000 more. Basically the same exact idea. And that was a 1.24 base salary, so it upticks slightly. Signing bonus goes up by $50,000. and that's it. So if you compare his contract from this year to last year, it's the same basic idea. I guess you could say it ticks up a little bit for inflation. With the salary cap going up, players like Johnathan Hankins are going to expect a little bit more because they get an equivalent slice of a bigger pie. So it makes sense that his asking price would go up a little bit, I guess. What I would say to counter that is that he is getting older. He is 33 years old now, and with the way he played last year, I'm not super optimistic about him making big contributions in 2025. So it's not enough money to really care about, obviously. 1 year, $2.1 million is not worth thinking about beyond just academically. Only $350,000 is guaranteed in the event that he does not make the roster. So I guess that's still a possibility. I don't know who would take his job, though. In order for Hankins to not be on this team in 2025, there has to be another nose tackle. And I don't know who that is. Some people were excited about Thor, but Thor is already on a different team. So not him. And Cam Young's gone. He got cut right before the draft. And Seattle, even after this contract, has a little over $30 million in available cap space. So it's not like we're hard up for money. So a $2.115 million cap hit is not going to really move the needle. Again, my issue or my concern, or however you want to put it, with re-signing Hankins is not the money. Like this money is very insignificant. The concern is just, is he going to be worth anything? Is he going to be worth having on this team? Is he going to be worth the roster spot? Especially if his presence is the reason why we feel like it's okay to not have any other nose tackles, or have, fake nose tackles like Byron Murphy, who is not a nose tackle. He's a 3-tech. And I know some people are going to say, well, nose tackles don't really matter in the NFL that much anymore, but I think things are swinging back the other way. I think nose tackles are starting to matter a little bit more. And while they may not be on the field that much, like if you think about it, if you play 60 defensive snaps in a game, the nose tackle might be on the field for like 35 of them. And maybe that doesn't sound like something you have to worry about all that much, but even if it's 30, even if you're saying it's 25, you need those snaps to be good in order to earn the non-nose tackle snaps, because that's when you get your pass rushers on the field. You can't be getting your pass rushers on the field like that if it's 2nd and 3 or 3rd and 1. You have to play well on those early downs or run downs so you can earn the right to have your passing downs the way you want them to. And I just don't know if Hankins can offer much at this point. And I didn't see much from him last year that I liked, and he's a year older now. So it's not about the money, but that is the money consideration here. $2.115 million, $350,000 dead if cut. So we'll see what happens, but I just want to have a quality nose tackle out there. I think that's an important part of this defense. I think Hankins is a passable duct tape job, but I wouldn't call him a good one, I think a good one would be somebody with a little bit more gas in the tank. All right. So that's really it for the updates today. Again, streaming tonight on Bleacher Report. Come check me out. See you guys later on. If something happens, I'll make a video about it, but it's June. It's almost June, so probably not a lot's going to happen. All right, go Hawks.